Hello and welcome to Galahad Reviews. I'm Galahad, and today I will be reviewing the SteelSeries Arctis 5 2019 edition. Previously reviewed this headset back in May of 2017. Since that time, they have come out with the updated 2019 edition. The differences are minor as they increased the cable length from the ChatMix Dial to the headset, increased the ear cushions to have increased thickness for greater comfort, and tweaked the sound to provide deeper bass output. But is it enough for me to change my mind, as previously I was not a fan? I also made some ridiculous comparisons which left me disappointed about the quality of that video, which is why I'm revisiting this headset today to try and redeem myself. So without further ado, let's dive in. Starting off with build quality, moving from the top down, the headband is a thick, pliable plastic material that can bend when needed. The entire headset is made of the same material, which is a matte gray that does not attract fingerprints easily. I don't think it would be breaking anytime soon unless if you really go at it. Both ear cups can rotate 90 degrees posteriorly, but appear to be on a thick plastic hinge. I think if you put significant force anteriorly that they could break, or if you drop them on a hard surface just the right way. But outside of that, I think they're solid. The ear cups also tilt mildly laterally, which allow for better overall comfort depending on head shape. The overall weight is light. Moving on to the left ear cup, from the top down, you have a mute button, which is recessed when the mic is hot. It feels mushy to the press, then it is raised when it is muted, which also highlights the LED on the microphone to notify that you are muted, which you can also see out of the corner of your eye, which is a nice little detail, because Lord knows, I've had an epic monologue only to realize that the moment has passed because I've been muted. Below that is the volume dial. It is plastic textured with moderate resistance and does not have individual clicks. It does max and bottom out. Next is the ECE6 cable that connects your headset to the game/chat dial, which then connects to your computer via USB. It is a bit recessed, which means the cable is secured fully. It goes in solid and will pull out if you were to yank on it in case of emergencies. Next is the share port via 3.5mm in case you want your significant other to hear exactly what you're hearing. On the right ear cup, there's absolutely nothing at all. The game/chat dial feels good. It is lightweight, and on the bottom it has some sticky rubber material to keep it seated to your desk and not move. With how malleable and light the headset cable is, this helps the dial not move. The actual dial moves easily. There's a notch in the middle to notify you that you are at equal volumes. Overall, this headset feels solid. I have no concerns of it breaking unless if you decide to wrestle or beat somebody with it, which, I mean, each his own, but probably shouldn't. Up next is comfort. The ear cushions on both ear cups are made from a breathable material that is soft and plushy. This allows air to move easily between them, preventing your ears from sweating. The depth of the cushions is pretty good, where your ears shouldn't be touching the driver. That is, unless you have Will Smith ears, in which case we still love you, but you may feel some discomfort. I have a medium to large head and have had no issues whatsoever. I was able to wear them all day long. I did notice that the top of the ear cups puts more pressure than on the bottom of the ear cups instead of being even throughout. The clamping force is light, which means if you're headbanging to Jesus Loves You, then the headset will likely fly off and go meet Jesus themselves. The headband is how you adjust for small to large heads. I left it completely stock, but I am concerned that if you had a really large head that they just won't be comfortable, as they might not fit fully on your ears, or the clamping force would be too much, causing the top of the ear cups to dig into your skin. The wire itself has a thin plastic sheath which is super malleable and light, where I completely forgot that it was there and almost makes the headset feel wireless until you walk away and pull the entire thing off your desk. Third is the microphone. It sports a Discord certified Clearcast bidirectional microphone, which according to them is widely recognized as the best mic in gaming. The retractable Discord certified Arctis Clearcast microphone delivers studio quality voice clarity and background noise cancellation. I think they go a little over the top with their marketing here. I think it does sound good and a lot better than most other headset microphones, but as the people that I talked to during my Apex Legends games all said that I sounded good, but it's not studio quality. They did do a promotional video at PAX East where they showed off the noise cancellation, which is actually seriously impressive. You can find that link in the description below. I highly recommend checking it out, just not right now. Finish my video first. A little later on, I go through the software where I am using the microphone. You can make up your decision on how good or bad the microphone is at that time. If you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to give it a like and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. Moving on to the sound quality. For all of my headsets, I go through something called the Galahad sound test, as that means that every headset that I test is on an even playing field. If you're interested in what that exactly entails, I'll link a video in the description that goes over that. Basically, I test the headset in competitive games, single player games, general use, and music. Based on a bunch of different criteria, I then average those scores and then present you with the average of the scores, which is what I'm about to go through. Results came back showing the following. For FPS gaming, it scored a 6.81, which is solid/great. For single player gaming, it's 7.18, which is great. For general use, 7, which is great. For music, it scored 6.66, solid/great, which is also satanic. Overall rating is 6.91, which is solid/great for this price point. So to summarize, for a $100 headset, these provide great sound. They have a very flat EQ, which means that you aren't going to get a whole lot of excitement with them, as they aren't adding anything extra. Lows are a bit muddy, congested, and muffled. This is constantly noticeable when listening to things, which is a negative. The bass lacks punch, depth, and texture, but is present. The mids sound good, but also lack depth and texture. Highs I have no problems with, but at times sound a bit sharp. Sounds overall aren't fully accurate and sound mildly processed due to lacking depth and texture. Soundstage feels close. The imaging, directional quality, and separation is great/fantastic and beat a lot of other headphones. I think for FPS shooters, they do a solid/great job, mostly because directional quality is great/fantastic, but it is hard to hear the nuances, and the gun sounds also all sound relatively the same. When a lot of things are going on, you are able to hear the different sounds and the directions which they are coming from, which most headsets can't do. For single player gaming, they also did pretty good. Once again, you aren't hearing a lot of the nuances for the game, but the directional quality makes you feel like you are part of the world. For general use, the same holds true with everything I just mentioned. Overall, for music, it is pleasant. I think most people will enjoy it. It specializes mostly in vocals, imaging, and separation. Instruments usually blend together in the background and do not sound accurate, but sound good. They lack depth and texture. Lower end is not going to punch you hard because it also lacks depth and texture and is also a bit muffled with slight muddiness. Surprisingly, songs that have a ton of things going on usually sound better than those with just a few. Overall sound is solid/great for the price point. Most will greatly enjoy them, as it is an upgrade if you're coming from a less expensive headset. However, if you're an audiophile, I don't recommend them, as you likely won't enjoy the sound, as it lacks accuracy, texture, and depth, but once again, for this price point, can be totally forgiven. Moving on to the software, it is simple and to the point. There are also little question marks which explain which each setting does in case you're curious. It never crashed on me. The UI is a bit dull aesthetically, but overall is excellent. Alright, so I figured this would be a good time to test out the microphone. So I am currently using the Arctis 5. I have nothing, no processing, none of that going on, and we just opened up SteelSeries Engine 3 for the first time. It is currently asking for an additional software update, so I figured I'd go through this process with you for the review as well. So I'm going to go through the usual sections here. And now I guess I have to reconnect. All right, so here we are inside of the software version for the first time. If we go over here, we've got our lighting that you can adjust if you want by clicking it. Then you can choose whatever you want to do, adjust whatever you want to do. You can go into steady, color shift, multicolor breathe, or just disable the illumination. Then you also have your option to toggle on DTS headphones. So you can either have it off, which turns off all this, but you still can do your equalizer, or you turn it on and it allows you to have different profiles such as studio, game, and cinema. And then you've got your stereo profiles that can adjust virtual speaker placement for 2-speaker audio, so default small room or large room. You've got your bass enhancement, that if you want to go high or none. And then if you want to boost how well you can hear other people, voices, you can increase that. And then we've got your 5-stage equalizer, starting from the low end and then moving up into the high end. Then you can also do different presets here, so custom, flat, performance, emergent, entertainment, music, and voice. So and then you've got your dynamic range compression, and what this is starting down here is going to be your lows and then moving on to your highs. And when it's on the opposition, that means your explosions and stuff like that are going to be a lot louder than your footsteps. However, you can equalize that out so all of your sound is the same, so footsteps and explosions sound almost exactly the same. Up here, you've got your live mic preview, which when you turn that on, just shows you how loud you are. Don't use this as a side tone because that is a separate feature. This is severely lagging behind, and almost to the point where it can really distract you because it's probably a whole second or two behind what you're actually saying. So if you're going on a ramble like I am right now, you can get lost in hearing yourself back because it's so delayed. But that's not the function. The function is to test your microphone. Then you've got your mic volume. So obviously this would be off, and then this is going to be loud. I'm going to leave it where it is stock. Moving on to the noise reduction. So this reduces the amount of background noise picked up by the mic and improves the clarity of your voice. It's one of those, this is a really cool feature because we all know that we have those teammates that always have a fan or their family running around. With this bad boy, it should be able to mute all of that sound, so all you hear is their gorgeous, beautiful voice. Moving on to the mic side tone. So what this is allows you to hear yourself, because this is a closed back headset, which means most people are going to be talking extra loud, so you can turn this all the way up to high, and then you can actually hear yourself as if this were an open back headset where you can hear your voice pretty well. They actually do a pretty good job. It doesn't get super loud, but it gets loud enough that you know how loud you're talking. I still think even on the highest settings that it is a little bit too quiet. I would have liked this at the high setting to almost be twice as loud, but this isn't bad. It's not horrible. It's pretty good, and it's not delayed, which is the biggest thing. However, it does sound like your voice is a little more processed instead of natural. So I sound kind of like, in my ears, I sound more metallic and robot-like than I would necessarily like. Once again, it's not bad. I've heard worse. I've also heard better. For this guy, I would say that it's solid. It's above average. Moving on to the conclusion. So it's time for me to eat my humble pie. The first time I tried these before the newest update, I absolutely hated them and did not think they were worth the price. I still think that their marketing is way over the top, but the quality of these is great for the price, as the comfort, build quality, microphone, and sound are solid/great. It does have a flat EQ, which some won't like. The lower end also creates a bit of muddiness of the overall sound, which could drive some people insane, but it should be worth looking into if you enjoy this style. Anyways, that is the end of this video, so if you liked it, make sure to give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. And of course, if you've been following my content for a while, please do subscribe and make sure to turn on bell notifications so you know when I upload a new review. I will see you and your beautiful face on the next one. God bless and peace out.